Hey, this is Dave Espino again, and today in this video series I want to talk about 4 proven internet business models. These are 4 different ways to use the internet to create non-stop residual incomes. Now, understand there are a whole variety of ways to use the internet to make money, and there are a whole variety of ways to use the internet to create residual income. I want to talk today in this video series about 4 of the most proven or the most certain ways for you to build an internet business. And so if you're a newbie, if you're just getting started, or you're just starting to learn about the internet, this is a great video series to go through. We're actually going to show you 4 different ways. So let's start with how this works right here. The first one I want to talk about is websites and e-commerce. As you continue in your eBay business, you're going to get more and more comfortable with using the internet and with making sales over the internet. Now in this video and in this video series, you're going to learn how to use websites to make a ton of money. I believe that a lot of people will get their start on eBay and then move forward to build their own website and e-commerce businesses just as I did. And even though eBay still represents the easiest and the quickest way to generate cash on the internet, and the reason for that is that eBay provides the most important thing. eBay provides the traffic and the buyers to you, and they do it at a relatively low cost. While many people may complain about eBay's fees and how they're going up and that kind of thing, it's still one of the most incredible bargains on the internet when it comes to delivering paying customers right to your door. So even though eBay represents the easiest and quickest way to generate cash on the internet allows you to build ongoing residual income streams that once they're set up, you rarely have to do anything to maintain, or you may have to do just a little bit of maintenance to keep them going. So this is my vision for you, is that you learn about internet and e-commerce through your eBay business, and then you start to build websites that make sense for your particular lifestyle and your particular business. All of these are generating cash flow to you, and that's how it should work. And in fact, that's how it's worked for me. Is I started off in my eBay business, wow, it's been over 12 or 13 years ago, and very quickly I got excited about selling information on the internet, and I sold my very first ebook, which was called Beyond eBay, from a website called homebasedbusinessowner.com. And from that experience I learned a lot about internet marketing. I also just went to town studying internet marketing like crazy, and because of all that studying, I very quickly got up to speed and started building other website businesses and other residual incomes. And so now I have a variety of residual incomes that come in from a variety of different website businesses. So my goal in this series, and actually in this YouTube channel per se, is to show you some of these things and show you how I've made it work and show you how you can do it too. But this is kind of a picture of how you want to look at yourself. Is you want to have your eBay business as kind of one of your original main businesses, and then you want to build additional website businesses that also funnel cash flow to you. Now I'm about to make a statement that will sound kind of bold, and here it is. Knowing what I know about marketing on the internet today, there's no way I would ever consider building an offline business. You know, like a brick and mortar store, a franchise, any of those things. They take so much time and money, mostly money, to get off the ground, and then there's still no guarantee that they're going to do well. Whereas you could take the same amount of investment in time or money, or even less, and build a thriving internet business, because you know that's where all the traffic is going now. That's where all the people are going. If they're not at least initially doing their initial research online, then it's about the only place where they are doing their research is online before they actually go to a brick and mortar. And if they find your business online rather than going to brick and mortar, chances are good they're going to go through your business. Now the benefits of marketing on the internet are so many, and the benefits of building an offline business are so few. Think about the regulations and the hassles you have to deal with an offline business that you don't have to deal with the internet. Think about just the hassles of having a brick and mortar store, of paying employees, of paying FICA taxes, of paying workers' comp, and things like that. There's just so many issues with setting up a traditional offline business that you just don't have to deal with online. In fact, you could be you could be paying people literally, very few dollars an hour working for you on outsourced websites like elance.com and things like that to get a lot of your internet stuff done for you. And in one of the future videos that I do, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, exactly how to outsource your work for very, very little money. So the internet allows for so much when it comes to economies of scale, and it allows for so much when it comes to leverage that there's just hands down there's no competition with creating internet businesses. Now, we're going to look in this video series at website monetization models. A website monetization model is simply the way that you plan to make money with your website. In this video series, you're going to learn about 4 of the most popular website monetization models. First, we're going to talk about the standard e-commerce website. Since this is video 1, this is going to be the topic of our conversation today. In the second video in this series, we're going to talk about affiliate marketing. In the third video, we're going to talk about sales of advertising on your website. This is where you generate enough traffic to your website that your website becomes a valuable place for people to advertise on. And in the fourth video, we're going to talk about sales of digital downloads. When I first sold my Beyond eBay ebook, this was the business model that I started with, was selling a digital download, selling my ebook on my website. And I did very well at it. I ended up making about $3,000 a month with that business during that period of time. It was really fantastic to be able to wake up every morning and see that I had made sales literally overnight while I slept, sales of my ebook. And I had sales of anywhere from $22.95 to $49.95 to $69.95. So some days I'd wake up and I would have made $120, $130 literally overnight. It was really exciting. And now I have other digital product download websites. I've developed quite a few more, and I'm going to be talking about that in video number 4. Now note that each one of these is a business model unto itself. Each one of these is a unique business model in its own right, and therefore it must be marketed in its own unique way. So you wouldn't market an e-commerce website the same way that you'd market a digital download site, and likewise you would market a advertising-based website the same way that you would market an affiliate website. So it's important to understand that each of these must be marketed in its own way, and when we get into each of these in each video that corresponds to these, I'm going to be sharing with you how each of these types of business models are marketed. So let's start with a standard e-commerce website. Now this is actually a website that belongs to a friend of mine. He and I have spoken together at various conferences, internet marketing conferences, and I happen to know that this website does incredibly well selling wheatgrass kits. I know it sounds kind of funny because some people may not even have heard of wheatgrass kits, but basically they are kits that are designed to create wheatgrass juice through a juicer, and a lot of people swear by wheatgrass as a great healthy product to drink. And so this gentleman, my friend Parker, has developed a website over many, many years that's strictly e-commerce, and he literally generates, I believe he's generated over $1 million, and I don't know if that's a year. I believe it's a year with this website. Just doing phenomenally well. He's got a small team of people that work with him. He's got a warehouse, and he's able to sell these wheatgrass kits like crazy. Now, the reason I like to highlight this particular website is, number one, it's someone I know, and I know the story, and I know it's true. But number 2 is because you may not have thought of wheatgrass as a $1 million business, and yet here it is. And my friend's generating over $1 million a year with something that would be very kind of, for most people, would be kind of way out of the ordinary or out of the realm of, something you would think would be a cash generating business. But Parker does really well with this, and I was always excited to hear his story whenever he spoke at the conferences that I spoke at. I always got some tips and some ideas. He really knows his stuff when it comes to that. And here is a good example of a successful e-commerce website. And as you can see, they have over 45,000 happy customers. They've worked hard at generating good search engine results, so when people type in wheatgrass kits, they show up very high in the search engines, and they've generated a ton of business through a standard e-commerce website. Now, I happen to know that about 60 to 70% of this company's business comes directly from this website, and the rest of their business comes from eBay and Amazon.com sales. So this is a strictly e-commerce play. This is a good example of finding a niche and just going for it, building up your search engine optimization so that people find your website through various keyword phrases and so on, and then being able to fulfill on those hard physical products, either by phone, by email, through direct actual orders on the site, etc. So that's a good example of a standard e-commerce website. Now let's look at some benefits of an e-commerce website. First of all, it makes an excellent complement to your eBay sales niche. If you're already selling this product on eBay and then you go and build an e-commerce store, that's an awesome way to extend your brand and extend your business beyond eBay. You can also do this through eBay itself, because they have eBay stores and pro stores and things like that, or you could just do it on your own through your own hosting of your website. You have high sales volumes possible, assuming you're able to get up to the top of the search engines for your main keyword phrases. You can drive targeted traffic by buying pay-per-click traffic. You know, pay-per-click traffic is where you can actually buy traffic from Google, Yahoo, or Bing, or a variety of other pay-per-click search engines, and you can buy the traffic by the click. And typically you're going to be spending anywhere from 20 cents to $1 per click, but if the metrics work out right, if you're paying less for the click than you're getting in return, then that's a viable way to generate traffic. Now let's look at the drawbacks of an e-commerce website. Well, first of all, it's difficult to compete if you're in a crowded market. And nowadays, a lot of markets are crowded. Okay, so it could be difficult to compete. You've got to get good at search engine optimization. That's the science of getting ranked highly in the search engines for a variety of keywords. So you've got to know all the keywords that people might type in to find your site, and there are ways to learn that. Some of the videos we teach in the future, we're going to show you how to do that. And then you've got to optimize your site for those main keywords. And an e-commerce site does require a lot of your time. See, a standard e-commerce website is just like a retail store, except that it lives on the internet. And e-commerce sites are what most people think of when they think of a commercial website. But let me tell you, there are a lot of other ways to build an automatic residual income stream than just with an e-commerce website. And we're going to look at those ways in the next videos in this series. Now, if you'd like to discover more about the world of internet marketing and the various business models that work online, take a look at the description below this video for links to additional resources that I recommend. That's it for video 1. Please come back for video 2, where we talk about the next business model. We're going to have 4 business models in this series, and I hope you enjoyed it so far. We're going to cover some great information.